Okay people, so it looks like we got spoilers for the upcoming chapter of Boruto chapter 64. Now, I have not taken a slither of a peek at these spoilers. The only thing I've seen is a visual of the cover color page that obviously, you know, has nothing to do with the events of the chapter, and the cover color page looks pretty freaking sick. As of Shikamaru from, of course, Boruto, and he looks really awesome. So that's the only thing that I actually know going into these spoilers. So essentially, this is going to be a live reaction of sorts, so to speak, of the actual upcoming spoilers. And I'm excited because from where we left off, things were actually getting really tense, really heated, with Boruto Kawaki versus Code trying to abduct Kawaki and Boruto trying to stop him on some "you ain't taking my friend, lad" type of vibe. So I guess without further ado, people, I ain't gonna waste your time. Let's go check these spoilers out and see what the heck is going down in the upcoming chapter of Boruto.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay people, so as always, these spoilers are courtesy of Organic Dinosaur. It says Boruto chapter 64, Control, a half-curated bullet point list of what happened, but it's also disproportionately hard to condense fight choreography into coherent bite-sized pieces. So that tells me automatically that there's going to be a lot of action in this chapter. If they're basically saying that it's also disproportionately hard to condense fight choreography, because for her to have pointed it out that way, that probably means that there's going to be a lot of action in this one. But let's get started. The cover color page, as I said, Shikamaru standing in a cool pose, and yeah, that cover color page looks sick as hell. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Boruto colored cover pages, because normally it's just like a character with a blank background, never like the biggest and most, you know, interesting thing in the world, but sometimes they do slap, and this one with Shikamaru, it slaps. Now let's get started. Code is still moderately impressed that Boruto unleashed Momoshiki's powers. Hopefully that's just short-lived of the impression or of being impressed, and it starts to getting some ass kicking, okay? Because it's about that time Boruto starts laying the smackdown on this dude using his Momoshiki powers. I'm just saying, Boroshiki, let's go, baby. Then next up it says Ada is still spectating remotely and provides intel to Code about Boruto being on Amado's drugs. Like, mind you, she is like the end-all, be-all. She is almost like God. I don't know. Her powers, to me, is some really broken stuff when it comes to giving intel. She's like the Oracle or something. Like her knowing, all knowing of everything, and just being able to tell, hey, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening here. In terms of being, you know, an antagonist, in terms of being a bad guy, so to speak. Like, yeah, she is really broken, because she could just give intel like that. Like, oh, by the way, so he's not even, this isn't a new transformation or anything. It's just that he's being suppressed because of these drugs. Like, really broken with the intel. Don't, you know, get me wrong, it's not like she could go and like punch somebody and knock them out or anything, but that intel and that end all be all, being able to know what happened, what is about to happen, like, very hacks. Damon is still fast asleep for the entirety of this chapter. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that they're setting him up for down the road. Like, that's why he's sleeping right now. When he does awaken, either he's going to jump into things, or we're just getting him like, hey, this character exists, so that, you know, whenever we get to the time skip, they're going to be pivotal things, and you're not going to feel like, oh, why is this character just being introduced now? There's no doubt in my mind, like, why the hell are we still seeing this character in frame? Like, they could have removed him and put him in a different room. The fact that they're putting him right there, that we got to keep on seeing, hey, he's visible. Either they're wasting panel space, which unfortunately Boruto has been known to not be the best at, you know, setting up panels or whatever, but I don't know, it's just weird of like, hey, we introduced this character and now you're just gonna watch him sleep while things go down, and Ada gives intel. Boruto is able to maintain his own consciousness without being hijacked by Momoshiki at all. That is interesting. That's kind of like getting to tap into the Uzuru transformation without actually losing your whole consciousness. And what I mean by Uzuru, in case you don't know, great ape form, Dragon Ball, you know, when they would turn into apes. Like, that's kind of like being able to understand and, you know, be functional in that state. And I'm wondering just to what degree is his power at that point, right? Because if he's able to still be conscious, but it's not all the way Momoshiki taking control and him having that intel, is he able to do some of the things he did, like, you know, kicking Boro's ass? Like, can he go that far at this point? Or Ada thinks is an effect of Amado's drugs, and obviously, yeah, like the drugs is to suppress the, you know, that side of him, so to speak. So yeah, that's Probably what it is. Boruto tries to overwhelm Code with 4 Kagebushin and Taijutsu. Boruto's Kagebushin don't manifest with karma marks or a different right eye. They're just normal. Okay. I mean, aren't clones supposed to be identical clones of what you are now? So is it trying to say that this is a false look, or because it's incomplete? Like, I wonder if Momoshiki or Boroshiki was to do clones, would they come out as normal Boruto as well? Or is it, again, a side effect of... It might be that, honestly, if the way it's looking so far, it could very well be that Boruto is, like, really messed up, like, DNA-wise. Like, this drug is ruining what he is as a shinobi, because that just doesn't make sense. Like, they're supposed to come out identical to you. They're clones. You know what I mean? I guess clones can be messed up, but that's really bizarre. Code applies a section of his black studded belt onto the real Boruto's shoulder. Code uses it as a portal. He shoves his arm into a claw mark that has been applied to a tree. Are we about to see something? I'm just saying, like, are we about to see? You know, it gotta be Code, first of all. The person that gives Boruto that scar on his eye that we see in the time skip, hands down, there's no question. If it's not Code, then this is just silly of having the cat claw scratches and stuff like that. Like, it has to be. So maybe we're getting there. I don't know. Code's partial arm emerges right out of Boruto's shoulder and easily swipes defeats nearby Kagebunshin. Okay, getting rid of the clones. I ain't gonna lie, they had me halfway through that. I was like, is this it? Is this gonna be the moment? Code keeps teleporting safely behind Boruto and then re-emerging from claw marks to evade attacks. Boruto's Kagebunshin manages to yank out Code from the original Boruto's shoulder claw mark. Okay, let's get it. Let's kick some ass. Come on, we got the halfway Boroshiki transformation. Go, do something. Stomp a mud hole in this motherfucker's ass. Kawaki notes that those aren't Boruto's normal movements. Again, he's all out of whack. Ada warns Code to not joke around in case he gets killed before regaining his true powers. He's not. That would be such a waste, and like, where will we even go from here as far as like villains and stuff like that if he was to get murked and it's over for him before releasing those limiters that have been specifically stated that, hey, if he releases those, Naruto and Sasuke are gonna have a hard day. They're gonna have a very hard day now that they don't have, especially now that they don't have the Nine Tails and the Rinnegan. They'll have a very long day at that. Or maybe a short day. They might get just completely by. Anyway, yeah. Naruto has 2 Kagebushin manifesting chakra for Seinen mode. Oh, shit! Naruto directs Ino to drop their search for Kawaki's chakra and focus on Boruto's chakra instead. Let's go, baby. Like, now we're starting to see inklings of what a lot of us were speculating, okay, which obviously this is more so just to like locate, because, you know, when he's in his Sennin mode, when he's in Sage mode, he's able to sense things and whatnot, but we're gonna start seeing more of how Naruto operates outside of having Kurama's chakra. This is going to be the first time if he goes into battle, let's just say he meets up and he actually fights Code right here, or whatever the case may be. Either way, we're starting to see he gotta rely on some of the stuff that he learned on his own, and Sage mode is one of them, and I ain't mad at it. Like Naruto, when he fought against Pain, Sage mode was a very vital asset to that battle. So yes, let's get Naruto in Sage mode, baby. Nishi apologizes for not properly doing his sensing job. Get out of here, you crusty. I ain't gonna lie, some people were cracking on me and I rolled with it. Like, they was like, yo, that sensory ninja kind of looks a little bit like you, and I was like, nah, I could never be that useless, okay? Like, dude dropped the ball times 1,000, got outsmarted by a couple of Genin. Like, stop it. I would never. Shikamaru says he'll go into battle with Naruto too. Let's go, baby. Oh my god, I can't even remember if ever or when's the last time we've seen in the canonical story Shikamaru and Naruto fight together, especially like in Boruto. I don't even think that's happened at all, them fighting side by side, and that's dope. And also right now it's kind of making me think, is this what the cover page is telling me? Like, is Naruto and Shikamaru about to show up and start throwing hands with Code? And ooh, baby, let's go. Shikamaru's still one of the goats of the whole franchise. Let's go. I'm getting more hype. I'm getting more hype. Sasuke still hasn't come back from his manhunt for Code. Yo, what's going on, fam? Like, I mean, I guess because he don't have his Rinnegan, but like, shouldn't he be able to use his Sharingan and quickly pinpoint at the very least Boruto? Like, if Kawaki's hiding his shit, then whatever, but he should have been able to find his precious student ASAP, especially his precious student's chakra is all out of whack and everything. He should have been able to find him even more sooner. Like, what's up, Sasuke? Like, they really broke him down to like Sasuke is a fucking walking twig of a branch of just like nothingness. Like, how is he not there by now? Sai is currently guarding Amado. Okay, yeah, definitely keep your eyes on him. Don't let him for a second Hinata asked to go with them as well, but Naruto asked her to stay behind and take care of Himawari. That's the line. That I'm calling it right now. That's the line. In case you don't know, in case you missed it, I made an episode of Forever News about 2 days ago now where I was talking about there was an official translator of the Boruto manga that came out and was calling Naruto's creator, the one that supposedly writes the Boruto manga, Masashi Kishimoto, sexist. And I'm willing to bet that it's because of this line. And it was her basically because she got the chapter early so that she could translate it. And then she came out and said that. A lot of people speculated it was something to do with the upcoming chapter. And I'm willing to bet it's that. Hinata asking to go, and Naruto's like, sit down, woman. I'm betting all my chips this is the line that was supposedly sexist. And I mean, it's just a husband trying to say, nah, I don't want to put my wife and my daughter in harm's way. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Hinata on the battlefield, especially considering this is her son that is in danger and she can actually make a difference. In her mind, she's like, well, now I think about it, yeah, what the fuck? She got Byakugan. She should be able to locate these motherfuckers ASAP. Why aren't they bringing her? And she's a capable shinobi. Like, this is Hinata Hyuga. I'm not saying sexist. That's just not what I'm going with. I'm saying that, what the fuck, Naruto? Let your wife go. I get it. You want to protect your wife and your daughter. And you're like, nah, fam. I ain't risking y'all. That's my gold right there. That's my treasure. I can't do it. But she would find your son in a heartbeat. Like, and Hinata is badass too. She can kick some ass. Himawari and Hinata hope that everyone will come back safely. I hands down, no doubt in my mind, think that that's probably why the translator said what she said about Kishimoto. And I don't agree with it. It's hilarious for somebody to like throw out an accusation like that when I take it as like, that's my family. Like, if it was me, if I was in those shoes, I would do the same thing. Not because, a woman can't handle this job. No, I want to protect my treasure and the people that I care about. And that is to Naruto, Hinata, and Himawari, his wife and daughter. And I will only say that is a misstep in terms of your wife is badass and can find your son ASAP. Like, that's the mistake in all of that. Boruto cannot absorb Code's claw marks, so Kawaki explains why. Code's claw marks are comprised of iron from his blood content mixed with materialized chakra. Essentially, that's why, Karma can't take in, I think, real jutsu or physical things, something like that. So that makes sense why he's not able to absorb it. Kawaki warns Boruto not to rely on a power that he doesn't fully understand in case he rampages again. Also, Kawaki with the wise words of, yeah, we can't fuck with Boroshiki, fam. Don't do it. Boruto just wants to settle everything right here, right now. I rock with that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take this dude out. Code reiterates his plan to feed Boruto to the Jubi and cultivate a Shinju. Like, okay, we get it. Shut up already about it. We know the plan. You don't need to remind us every chapter that this is what you're trying to do. We know. Boruto declines, obviously. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to say, you know what? I actually want to get eaten by a big giant monster. How did you know? Code says that Boruto will become the most premium quality sacrifice for the Jubi. Not necessarily. I mean, I guess considering of what you have, yeah, he probably would be the premium, but ultimately, like, he's not even completed yet, and he's taking drugs that is making his chakra and everything go out of whack. So I don't know about the most premium out there in the existence, but okay. Code says that he'll come back and pick up Boruto at his peak when his transformation is complete. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Code teleports behind Kawaki and puts him in a headlock. Oh, we're going into fucking WWE, my lord. Hey! Code tells Kawaki that there's a girl waiting for him. Oh, he's trying to seduce him, essentially. He's like, yo, so I was on OnlyFans. Kawaki makes a Kagebushi to try and punch Code, make Code let go of him. Boruto tries to separate them with a Rasengan, but Code teleports away in a claw mark again. Yo, Boruto's Rasengan worked once. It worked once against, like, where there was a whole bunch of people jumping Momoshiki, and that was it. After that, never worked again. Oh, no, I'm lying. I want to say it did work in the battle against Shojoji, how the hell you pronounce that dude's name? It worked against him, I think. Kawaki is freed from Code's grasp, albeit needing to catch his breath. Code is now upset by Kawaki's sudden change of heart and says that he hates both of them. It sounds like, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, they are a bunch of young kids. I don't know how old Code is exactly, but like, he's in the middle. He's like, I hate you guys. Naruto Senimo locates Boruto 40 kilometers away. Still probably would have found him a lot sooner with the Byakugan that can see very far and very quickly, but alright. And at the end of the day, I'm very excited to see Naruto use Sage Mode in a battle. Naruto notes that there's a chakra signature with Boruto that he doesn't recognize, so Code, you can actually sense his chakra signal, so he's not completely like a cyborg, like, what everything that Amado created. I guess he's a amalgamation. or because it's chakra, you can actually sense it regardless of what it comes from. Shikamaru is worried that Naruto won't be able to maintain Sennin mode for very long. Naruto replies that he can maintain it for even longer than he used to be able to. Naruto says it's because he's more experienced now and he's gotten older and wiser too. Okay, so that is a bonus. That is a plus. This is giving us a lot of, in the midst of all of this, and I know it is what it is. I'm a Naruto fan. I'm going to point out with extra, you know, energy and excitement of things to do with Naruto and them. It just is what it is. Accept it. Naruto being able to be in Sage mode longer, that's a plus. That's a bonus. That's like, we lost Kurama, but Naruto still kicks ass in other areas, and he's able to use Sage mode even longer now. So Shikamaru, while he's trying to hold it down, which bravo to Shikamaru being that right hand man that really does what he needs to do. But with him doing all of that, Naruto is still like, nah, I got this, man. I ain't that weak. Damn, you're trying to put me already in a group home and I'm not a group home, fuck. You're trying to put me in an old folks home and shit, and I'm just getting started. Relax, like, relax. Get him. No. Shikamaru warns Naruto not to get too reckless as they head out together to Boruto's location. Again, bravo to Shikamaru, man. What a great friend, right hand, all of that. Code versus Boruto is underway again with headbutting and more taijutsu. People that love taijutsu, there you go. Boruto manages to surprise Code with his vanishing Rasengan, but the attack wasn't close enough. Boruto suddenly drops down to the ground on one knee, seemingly unable to move. Boruto starts clutching his chest and is unable to form any coherent words or sentences anymore. I wonder, is that due to like the half transformation and the drugs? Is like the drugs is like fucking with him because like you're not supposed to be able to do this, and since you slipped through the cracks, the drugs is like messing with your body. That's what I'm imagining. Kawaki calls out Boruto in vain. Ada and Code are just silently observing the spectacle. Boruto moans and groans before finally collapsing down on his side on the ground, still clutching his chest. End of chapter 64. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Naruto to show up on the scene. I'm imagining again these are side effects of the drugs and him breaking into that halfway Boroshiki form or whatever, but I wanted Naruto to show up in a Sage mode and start whipping some tail. Oh no. Maybe Naruto is going to show up and Code is going to be, now that Boruto is out of the picture, of being like the MC that's going to stop Kawaki from leaving. Kawaki's leaving with Code now. This is probably where it happens. Like now that moral support that is making Kawaki rethink his actions is out of the picture with Boruto fainting there, he's leaving. Like, or Naruto is going to arrive as Kawaki is getting into the damn belt or whatever to take him away, and he's going to be like, yo, stop, and it's going to be too late. So we might, although then, damn, when does he get the scar in his eye? Maybe Boruto's going to have one last win, get up to try and stop, and ultimately that's where Code is going to slash him in the face. Like, when does it happen? It got to happen ASAP, right? But wow, man, I really can't wait to see this chapter again. This is another one of those chapters where there's so much going on action-wise, movement-wise, that I need the actual chapter to really get the grasp of it. But for the most part, this chapter sounds exciting. Naruto, a little bit more insight into his Sage mode now that he no longer has Kurama. A lot of different things going on. And yeah, it seems as though potentially this could be what sways Kawaki to leave completely with Code. Now that Boruto isn't there to cheerlead him on of like, come on, man, like, you don't need to go. Like, he's gonna be like, well, now I could go back to my original plan. Let's go. Curious what you guys think about this, though. How do you think this is going to go? And when is Boruto going to get the damn scar in his eye if he's fainting right now? Like, he must have one last win that he's about to get up to try and stop Kawaki as he's leaving, and then Code's going to be like, nah, that's not happening. And your overall thoughts and expectations for when we get the full-on chapter 64, if I'm not mistaken, of Boruto. It sounds like an exciting one, to say the least. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and I really want to see this chapter like now. Have an awesome one.